Yes. What's going on, world? It's your boy VO the Face. How y'all doing out there? This is the bucket list. When it's you against the sports books, the bucket list has your back. Dilly Dilly, what's up, silly?
What up? It's your boy. Oh
It's
yeah,
your boy.
get him.
Man, y'all on this liquid death water yet? That shit is the truth, man. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing. What's up, Jay Reese?
Yo, let's go.
Let's go. Here we go. Bucket list back for another exciting day of the rundown and whatnot. First, we coming off the glass with a non-basketball related topic, just something popular. Jay Reeves, what's popping with you?
Oh man, for the pop top of the day, we want to talk. We want to unpack the boy Derek Jackson, a relationship therapist. They say he's been doing this for about 4 years, and he prided himself, got his whole career started talking about how men do not cheat, and pretty much if you do cheat on your spouse, you're borderline disgusting.
Yeah, you ain't
And
shit.
guess what he got caught doing?
Probably cheating.
Cheating.
Mm.
But
No way.
uh, what I'm trying to say right here is like, I really want to slap this guy. The number one thing you don't do, he had his mistress in his bed taking pictures, the bed that he shares with his wife.
Oh my God. Oh Lord.
Come
He did.
on,
Oh
man.
Lord.
Not even a
Oh
hotel
Lord.
room. Not even a hotel room.
Come
Oh
on, man.
Lord.
That's
Oh Lord.
the number one thing
Man.
you don't do.
Did your kids
Man.
be in that bed too? Ooh.
Man. Hopefully not, man. He left some kids in the mistress though, probably. Man, yeah, that's wild, man. Obviously, that boy Derek Jackson, he's had a long week, man, and people been on his helmet, man. Like just the social media outrage that's been there, just kind of. And really, he's getting back what he's been giving out because he always preaches this shit like nobody's gonna feel bad for you if you get caught cheating on your woman. Nobody's gonna feel bad for you. No sympathy. And now that he got caught
Nope.
cheating, niggas is going in on him, and they like, yeah, no sympathy. Nobody feels bad for you. Look at you now. You know what I'm saying? I think his where he fell short the most is just kind of admitting like, how much of a struggle it is for guys that do maintain their faithfulness. You know what I'm saying? And it's. You know what I'm saying? It's something that should be applauded and stuff. It's something that should be praised and whatnot. But people that do fall short, which could be everybody from your UPS worker to your pastor to your gym teacher. You know what I'm saying? The people that do fall short, you can't really crucify them. You need to, teach them how to love, what to love, and how to get back on the right path because what Derek Jackson is doing by vilifying everybody, he's reaping exactly what he sowed. Cody, what do you think about this shit?
Yeah, I agree. I don't understand why. He's preached. He's come out with books. He's done all this, just dragging people through the mud, and then actually, he's actually one of the people doing the same thing. Quite
Yeah.
disgusting. I don't have much on this take, but
Extremely.
I do know don't trust niggas like that.
Yeah, man. Hey, anybody that's overly woke or
Facts.
overly like cautious or too much anything, anybody that leans too much that don't really have like a centrist point of view on everything, like can't see both sides of the story. Those are the people that kind of make me nervous in every aspect of life. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to kind of be able to understand every side of the story to every situation. And with his lack of empathy towards the male community, and then the females that's been buying into his shit, sharing his videos forever, they're the ones that have been waiting for him to fall. And look at the
Yeah,
man fall, and that social media loves to see a good bad story, if that makes any sense. They do
it
love to see
does. It does.
a
Hey,
tragedy.
one more thing before we move on. This man said he gave his life to Christ. His life
Mm,
fell apart. Like, nigga, get the.
man,
He
We
blamed
can
he
move
blamed
on.
it on religion. He blamed his life falling apart on religion.
I
I've
slapped
seen
the
a
shit
lot.
out that dude.
I done seen religion to help people shake bad things. I done seen religion to help people get out of jail. I've seen religion to help people shake smoking crack. But I ain't never seen religion to have you cheat on your wife. That's something that you did. Don't put that one on God. He gonna have to
Mm-mm,
have that conversation one
mm-mm.
day. But we gonna keep it pushing, man. That was a wrap with the off the glass that we do daily. talking about pop culture events that are going on and shit that's trending and whatnot. And that was everywhere this past week. So now we're gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna go to what's buzzing with VO. Shit, what's buzzing with Mr. Honey? I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I'm starting to think that Nikola Jokic isn't cool enough to win the MVP. Now y'all
The
gotta
dad bod god.
that's the dad bod God, man. Like, but he's just kind of goofy. And it had me thinking, like, man, we haven't had not cool MVP in about 20 years, 20 plus years, maybe since Steve Nash. Everybody's been real cool and whatnot. Is Jokic getting slept on for his MVP value because he's not that cool? Cody, do you have anything to say?
Yeah. When it comes to this year, I definitely think he's being slept on. He's producing some of the most crazy numbers, I think, that really come out. He's almost averaging a triple double, and he's doing this, with a team that's actually quite, well versed. And Denver's currently fifth in the Western Conference, and their record's 27-18. So right now, with what Jokic is doing, and with the additions, I think the Denver Nuggets might actually be quite a contender this year.
Yeah, I mean the fan base definitely juiced about it. But just when it comes to the MVP rankings, like you're hearing them bring up Harden, who we talked about yesterday, and he might be having one of the best seasons of all time, but he also had a pretty shitty season when he was on his way out the door with Houston. You're hearing Harden, you're hearing people like Chris Paul. I know the the Suns are second in the West, but he's only averaging like 16 points a game, and those guys are cool. And I think the reason why they sleeping on him is because Jokic isn't that cool. What do you think, Jay Reeves? Is Jokic cool enough to win your MVP?
I mean, for me personally, he is cool enough. Like, I like the dad bod god, and he puts up monster numbers. The thing that I really think is holding him back is the market. Like, with altitude having a lock on the channels, like when the Denver Nuggets games come on NBA TV, they're blacked out.
Yeah,
So you only really get Nuggets games on TNT and ESPN.
yeah.
So it's just like with altitude having a lock on that market, it's like I feel like he's like not really pushed out there to the world. Like true basketball heads know him, casual fans probably do not. So, but he could win the MVP this year. I
Yeah,
believe I believe he has a real good shot actually.
I think he needs to be in the conversation because in my opinion, Freak might not be that cool. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as cool
He
goes,
cool. He
like
cool.
Westbrook is cool. Nah, man, he kind of corny, man. Like he out posted a picture. First time he ever had a corn dog, he's like, "This shit is great." I'm like, I'm like, oh man, he kind of fucking squirrely, man. Like he's just a little corny, man. Like, and I feel like Jokic, he's cool in that way too, and that's kind of what makes Greek Freak cool. His like goofiness, you know what I'm saying? His self-awareness. He knows he's just kind of a fool. And I think that's kind of what makes him cool. But I think Jokic shares that goofiness in that same aspect and whatnot with some of the funny stuff he does at his press conferences and whatnot. So I'm just wondering, if that's what's holding him back because you hear those people like Chris Paul coming up in conversation, Dame Lillard, James Harden, and they're all great players. But man, if you compare the seasons, like nobody's touching this fool. Cody, can you show us what Jokic is doing this year?
I sure can.
There we go.
So this year, over 45 games, Jokic is averaging 27 points, a little over 27 points, 11 rebounds, and almost 9 assists.
Monster numbers.
He's played every game
How,
this year. That's the most games on the screen I'm seeing, 45 games. That's more than Giannis at 42, Harden at 39, and Embiid at 31. Dame Lillard 43, kind of right behind Jokic. Bradley Beal 41, Steph 39. So I mean he's up there putting in the minutes and the productivity there. What's your favorite stat on that line with Jokic, Jay Reese?
My favorite stat on that, it would have to be the 45 games. He's just consistent, man. He's always there. He's
Yeah.
always there.
Yeah.
Those are monster numbers.
Those are monster numbers. You know the sleepy stat on that shit is that 1.6 steals. He's almost getting, better than one steal a game, but almost two steals a game. If you round up, he's doing well. Fucking that 1.6 steals, that's obviously like the highest on the screen, and I'm sure that ranks like amongst tops in the league as well. So I think that's
Yeah,
really
well,
cool. Go
in
ahead.
addition to that, you also look, he's almost hitting about as much 3-pointers. He's hitting a little under one, or about one 3-pointer less than James Harden
Yeah.
each game. So
Yeah.
that also plays into.
Yeah, and see, that's another thing. You can go back to full screen now. That's another thing that does make him cool. The motherfucker score around the bucket about 1,200 different ways. Like he is the dad bod guy, and it's been cool this year with Harden coming back a little thick, and then you got jiggling Joe Ingles down there in Utah. You know what I'm saying? Old jiggling Joe. So I
Jiggling,
mean,
baby.
it's kind of the season of the bad built dudes, and a nigga like me appreciate that. We started to get appreciated again. But that's just that's just how I feel about that situation. But I mean, it seems like we all kind of land in agreement that Jokic is MVP worthy enough, and maybe winning the MVP will make him cool again. So we just gonna have to see. Only time will tell. So we're gonna go ahead and push it into the next segment, where we talk about bets that we missed on yesterday, or something that we just was a day late and $1 short on. Jay Reeves, I see you shaking your head. I'm gonna come right to you, man. What's the matter, man? What bet was you a day late and $1 short on?
Y'all know I was a whole lot of dollars short. A whole lot of dollars short. Oh man, I guarantee. I guarantee Philly gonna win. Cody said stay away. I give you props on that. You know what I'm saying? I just thought the narrative going back to LA with Doc, I thought he was just gonna come out, and Tobias, I thought they were gonna smash those fools. And it didn't work out in my favor. I'll be the first to admit it. But if there's one thing you know about me, I got home last night. I watched the end of that game. I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah, I was watching it late.
I grabbed my gun, Shelly. I grabbed my gun, Shelly. I looked at my gambling site. I just kept firing. I just keep firing. That's all I do, baby. It don't even matter. We just keep shooting.
So you were doing some angry betting last night?
I didn't do no angry betting last night.
But watching the game, what do you think about that young bull, Terrence Mann? What he go
he
for?
was going off. He
was
looked
going
low-key
ham.
unstoppable last night.
Yeah, it was like he would think he went like when I stopped watching it because it kind of was getting out of hand. It was like he was 10 for 11 with like 25 points. It was a pretty special night last night for the Bull. Cody, you said stay away from that game. Did you have any bets that you actually went in on and or something that you missed on? What were you a day late and $1 short on?
Now, y'all do remember we were talking about this the other day, Mr. Minus 17. Mr. Minus 17 came out and put up 45 fantasy points at 5,100 on DraftKings. He put up 28 points along with 4 assists and 6 rebounds. Those stats right there are crazy. So Jordan Clarkson actually comes back into play a little bit more because of that display. So definitely.
I can't do it with that dude. I can't.
Yeah, I just can't with him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was a day late and $1 short. I didn't think the Rockets would come off the snide. They've been losing a ton of games as of recently. They had a back-to-back little mini series against Minnesota. Minnesota took the first one, and the Rockets got it done last night. So, good to see them boys getting back a little bit more competitive. So, it's kind of, I won't spend no more time on that. Yeah, let me see. I'm sorry. I'm going to pull up my schedule for today. And this will bring us to our daily portion of it where we talk about the NBA schedule for the day. It's a small slate of games. We only got 4, so we'll try to dive a little bit deep as we can. I figure I'm going to start with the late game because it has the least interest and might have the worst collective roster I've ever seen of 10 players that are going to start tonight. We have the Magic going into the Staples Centers against the Lakers. Cody, what are the starting lineups in that game? Read me that starting lineup. I'm sure it's probably
yeah,
trash.
It's pretty trash. Give me 1 second.
No problem. I do know you're gonna see Schroeder and them boys, and then Magic got a little island of misfit toys out there that they're trying to put together to get a team tonight. So, Jay Reeves, do you have the numbers on that one,
All
Vegas
right.
wise?
Oh, well, Cody's ready to go.
All right.
So tonight for the Lakers, they're starting Schroeder, Kuzma, Gasol, Caldwell Pope, and Markieff Morris.
That's not a great lineup. Not a great lineup. That might be
But
the worst
on the
roster in the
other side
league.
of the
Let's
ball,
hear. Oh my goodness.
Kim Burt, James Ennis, Dwayne Bacon, Chuma Akiki.
Chua Kiki, he been balling,
Chuma
bro.
Akiki.
He been balling. Check your fantasy waiver wires.
And Tanson Randall.
Who?
Yeah, a bunch of winners.
Bacon and Hansel and Hans. This sounds like a Zoolander fucking movie parody.
Either that or some breakfast.
Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know what the hell they trying to fool us with, but that ain't no NBA game, man. What are the numbers saying to you on there? Are they giving the NBA numbers for collegiate game?
All the numbers are minus 6.5. I would say I wanted some Akichi with a side of bacon, but I got to go. I got to go with the Lakers right here if I'm going to do anything. It's a short slate, so we got to say something. Lakers minus 6.5. I mean, like, at least we know these dudes.
Yeah.
So, but it seems like the Lakers have been home for like 6 or 7 games. Like, when was the last time they played on the road? God damn.
Oh no, they was like LeBron's out. Let's just keep him in LA. They said fuck that. We ain't gonna travel him without the king.
I'm gonna take the Lakers minus 6.5 on this one.
All right, Cody, you agreeing with that bet with those rosters?
With this one, this is gonna be a gross game. This is probably one of the grossest games on the slate. But I don't know if I can go the minus 6.5, and I'm gonna take Orlando to cover that spread.
All right, so Cody's going Orlando. He's going Lakers. I'm gonna break the tie and go Lakers as well. Got me a couple Lakers on my season-long fantasy team, so looking for some decent games out of them boys. We're gonna go ahead and keep it pushing into our next matchup, which is the first matchup of the day: Suns at Hornets. Who do you guys got in that one? Jay Reeves, what is Vegas saying?
It's a big game. They got it at minus 6. So I don't know if you guys remember the last time these two teams played, the Hornets stung these fools. It ended up 121 to 124. Kind of just looking at the narrative on this game, and I feel like Phoenix is about to go in there and blow these boys out. I'm taking Phoenix minus 6.
Well, that is Phoenix with the MVP contender because he's cool. Chris Paul going in with a big game, even with the minus points. Jay Reeves is going to take that. Cody, what way would you lean in that game?
I actually have it 6.5 right now.
Oh, well, I got it at a good price.
Yeah, that makes it. But this is also on DraftKings. I know you FanDuel. So with that being said, I don't know. The Sun, I think, will easily be able to cover the spread just based on the fact the Hornets seem to be able to get it together every night. They're missing some people, and right now I just don't think they have what it takes. So yeah, I definitely think Suns cover.
Yep. All right.
I'll give you a little bit more information on that game. Last time these teams did play, LaMelo Ball had like 20 points. He's out. Malik Monk came off the bench and had 29 points. He's a little banged up right now, so it's just something to watch out for.
Yeah, I got Malik Monk. I picked him up because I'm scrambling today, fighting for the playoffs. I picked him up to try to secure the victory today. Hopefully, he does come out and have a similar game to his last performance. I know I'm rooting for that, although nobody cares about my fantasy team. We'll keep it pushing. Nobody. Trailblazers at Toronto. We got the Trailblazers going into the Raptors. What do you guys think? This is a revenge game for Gary Trent Jr. Let's not downplay that at all.
What about Norman Powell?
Norman Powell, what's going on here? Let's get this popping. You guys, what are the numbers saying on that, Jay Reeves?
They got Portland at -1.5. I seen Damian Lillard come off the injury report. I think they're about to strike fire to these fools. I'm slamming that. Portland -1.5.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being the case, but it's a long trip, and with new
This is
faces
true.
on the roster, Cody, do you see a big game from the big backcourt and CJ and Dame time going into Toronto?
Yes, for this game, at first I still have Lillard listed as game time decision, but if he's playing, they definitely cover that spread. And I'm also a little interested in the over under here at 229 combined. I'd probably go with the over here because I think it's going to be a very high scoring game.
I agree.
Well, that game is coming up today, and I believe I'm probably going to go with actually against it with the home team Raptors. I feel like that's a long distance to travel. We'll see what's going on. And I do think Gary Trent might take some shots at his boys tonight. So be on the lookout for that. So
You
I'm
don't think Norman
just,
Powell's gonna take some shots at his boys?
nah, because Norman Powell, he's just normal. You know what I'm saying?
No,
He's just
no,
regular.
no, 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 no.
He's
I'm
regular. He's
not
not
gonna
Gary.
let you put smut on that man's name like
Nah,
that.
that man,
That fool's a
look
baller.
at that boy could play, but we
That
all
fool's a
can't just
baller.
agree. I'm not just gonna agree with y'all. I'm not gonna let you pressure it. Matter of fact, I now bet you $5 that the Raptors win tonight. What's happening? Put it on the board. $5. There we
I
go.
got you, Walt. I
There we
got you.
go. All right, now we're gonna go into the game of the night, which is Trae Young and the Hawks coming into the Nuggets. Who do you guys got in that one?
Oh man, we're gonna start it. We're gonna kick it off, man. This is the game of the night. They got the Nuggets currently sitting at -4.5. Now, these teams played back in February. The score was 123-115 for Atlanta. So with that being said, the narrative here is I just feel like the Nuggets is about to come out the dad bod God, smash Hulk, smash these fools, man. Already clapped it. And that would be my PIMP. Put it in my pocket. Pick of the day.
Put it in my pocket. There we go, y'all. Well, that's what Jay Reeves is saying. I do think the same things will happen. I'm a Nuggets fan, honestly, so might be a little biased, but I think we're gonna work on. I do pick the dad bod God against the babyface assassin. I don't see that matchup faring well at all for them tonight. Although they got two big men. Jokic. This is we're gonna have to use Jokic on the thumbnail for this show because we just talking about him all day. Jokic gonna have a big game today, so we're gonna see some superstars at work. Cody, what do the numbers say?
Yeah, I have the as well, the -4.5. And I think they're going to cover the spread, but I don't think it's a blowout. Right now, they have both Aaron Gordon and JaVale McGee a game time decision. So with their additions, it'll be interesting if Gordon does play, if that actually changes a little bit of their structure and slows them down a little until they get used to that rotation. So based on that, I think they will cover the spread, but I think it will be close.
All right, man. So there we go. Cody gave you the numbers. Jay Reeves gave you the bet. We about to keep it pushing, nonetheless, and we're gonna. All right, y'all. So now we go into the portion of the show where we give you your Proportunity Bets. This is where Jay Reeves lets us know is it the props or is it the ops? Jay Reeves, what do you got for us today with the prop bets?
The first game of the day, I got Chris Paul with assists sitting at 9.5. Over under. What you guys think about that?
Chris Paul with assist 9.5. Now that is MVP contender Chris Paul. The average is 16 points a game. Trash ass. I don't see him going over 9.5 assists. That's a big game for him. I know they were like really happy when he got a triple double last week, but Phoenix playing them. I see them it getting out of hand early against Charlotte, and I see them just melting away. And Chris Paul getting on the bench later in the game. So yeah, I got him with the under on that. Cody, what do the numbers say? Over under 9.5 assists for Chris Paul?
Right now, they have him projected for about 8.7 assists, so a little under 9. 9.5's a little old Chris Paul. it's definitely a new, evolved one. So with that being said, I'd have to take the under.
All right. Jay Reeves, which way were you gonna lean in that bet?
Damn, I hate to be in agreement with you guys, but he is definitely looking like the ops to me. So I'm going to pass on that one. I'm definitely saying under 9.5 assists. The next one we got up is Pascal Siakam, points plus rebounds, sitting at 30.5. I'm going to say that he's looking like the ops. I don't think he's going to get there.
He's the ops. And that's the over under assist and what? I'm sorry,
Oh,
points.
Points plus rebounds.
Oh, at 30.5, Toronto with the Trailblazers coming in tonight. I could give him 31 total on that. I'm gonna say the over on that. I'll say that's the props, not the ops. Cody, what does the number say?
Ooh, I definitely say the over in this case because back again, this is going to be a fast-paced, high-scoring game, and currently he's projected for a little under 21 points and a little under 10 rebounds. I think he's probably going to get a little over that, so I'm definitely going with the over.
Yeah, so it's me and Cody are both saying it's the props. Jay Reeves is saying it's the ops. What's next on props of the ops?
The next one, we got a couple good ones coming up in the game of the night. The boy Trae Young, points plus assists, is currently sitting at 34.5. Cody, kick it off.
This one's going to be interesting. I think Trae Young has a big game today, but he's currently projected for 24 points, a little over 24, and 1.5 assists. In this case, I'd probably take the over because I think he's going to have a big game.
Yeah, I think that one's the ops, and I disagree with Cody because I don't see Trae Young. I think it's going to be a whole collective ass whooping tonight, and I think that's going to include Trae Young. He's going to be part of that ass whooping, and he'll probably shoot a bunch of shots, but I think he'll shoot a low percentage. I'm gonna say that's the ops, and we don't fuck with the ops over here. You fucking with that one, Jay Reeves, or not?
I'm gonna have to say that's the props, man. He's gonna have to step up. It's gonna have to be a big game just for them to even be in the game. So I think he's looking like the props.
All right. Well, there goes that one. And you say you have 4 today, right?
Yeah. Moving to the last one, we got the boy, the dad bod god.
Not Jokic again.
Again. So we got him sitting at 42.5 on points plus rebounds plus assists. Y'all know the dad bod god stay dropping triple doubles. This is definitely looking like the props.
100% props. 100%.
I'd have to say the props too. And
there's absolutely no way he gets less than that.
42.5 just seems low to me. You know what I'm saying? I think he may, like, with all those numbers combined, I think it may be like 52, 62.5.
Yeah, you better crazy. Smash all over that. That's not even 100% props, Cody.
Yeah, about a little under 25 points, 12 rebounds, and a little over 7 assists. It's definitely the ops here because I think he's going to crush that. So over.
Over. All right, which makes it props. We're all in agreement on that one, which we'll go ahead and damn. Go ahead. I'll ask him right. You ready?
Yep.
All right, so now we're going to go into our other segment, Bucket or Truck It. This is where I give the panel a variety of questions and they let me know in a true or false type way if it's a bucket or if you would truck it. We'll start with Jay Reeves first. Jay Reeves, LaMarcus Aldridge will be the most important piece to a Nets championship run, not Blake Griffin. Bucket or truck it?
That's a bucket. That's LaMarcus Aldridge dunking on those fools, man. LaMarcus Aldridge has a little bit more juice, a little bit more gas left in the tank than Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin is old and ashy. Get him out of here. And he dated a Kardashian. His career is cursed.
Oh man, more blasphemy. You always seem to go against the light skinned people, and that's why me and you always got to get into this on these shows, man. You already know LA is not going to be more important than what the Nets have planned for this upcoming postseason. With Blake Griffin's ability to change his game, and he can also hit the mid rangers, which is pretty much all LA could do. But he can also take it back to the 3 point line. He can hit some of those. He still does have some athletic juice left in those leagues knees. You know, he did fuck with a Kardashian, so he probably got that good surgeon. You know what I'm saying? He got them knees back together, and I think you're gonna see some bounce over there in the Lob City Part 2 with Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, not LaMarcus Aldridge. Cody, what do you think? Bucket or truck it?
It's definitely truck it. LaMarcus Aldridge, ever since he's left San Antonio, he left his knees in San Antonio and all his
All
spirit.
my exes are from
Um,
Texas.
there's really not too much reassurance on how much minutes and how much in the rotation he'll actually play once they're full strength. With that, it's definitely truck it.
Bah, bah. All right, y'all. So we go ahead and truck it. Jay Reed said it was a bucket, but also like with the Nets like stacking the deck, like can you like be like too good? Like if your team's like already 99, like did they even really get that much better by adding like a player that like way down their roster? I mean, it's a better player, I guess, but man, like how can you even get better when you're already the greatest? They're definitely making it hard for everybody. Think they're about to.
Well, let's take it back to the Lakers when they got Gary Payton, Carl, Kobe. They had the whole squad on there and
Yeah,
still were not able to win a championship. So
Yep.
sometimes I think loading up on all these people might mess up the chemistry versus actually making it better. But
yes.
Brooklyn's got good, some good players
They got
though.
some good players, man. They got
Is
heat
is
everywhere.
is LaMarcus Aldridge messing with Nicholas Claxton's numbers? Because I like how that young bull is playing.
Yeah, see, he gives them that athleticism that they need off of the four position. I don't know what Lamarcus was doing earlier, but I think Claxton might come back into that like droppable range and not because he's trash, because they're loading up the position. So I mean, if you have him in season long, I think you might have to look at getting rid of Claxton because his days are probably numbered. It's been a tough year on big man all around, man. Started with like Thomas Bryant and everybody. We lost Joel Embiid and everybody. A ton of people that are over 7 foot keep going down. So I'm gonna ask you guys this: is Jokic playing every game at his size more impressive than LeBron playing every game at his age? Bucket or truck it? Mind you, LeBron is hurt right now too. Jay Reese, we'll go start with you. So bucket or truck it? Jokic playing every game at his size is more impressive than LeBron playing every game at his age.
Man, man, I'm gonna have to truck that shit, man. You're talking about the GOAT, the face of the NBA. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, yeah.
He's playing at a high level, and the man is like 35 years old. Are you not entertained?
Yeah, I mean, I know he's doing his thing, and this ain't LeBron shade or nothing. Like, it's just like, because we were talking about is Jokic cool enough to win MVP earlier. I'm just wondering and like how they had that storyline with LeBron's MVP credentials. Like, it's impressive him playing every game at his age. What he's doing is impressive, and I'm just wondering, should we be a little bit more impressed by what Jokic is doing out here? Because what he's doing is very impressive too. Played 45 games, the most of any MVP candidate, and he's definitely like turning the corner, and the production is there. And just with all the injuries and B, Thomas Bryant, everything, I'm gonna go ahead and say bucket. Like it is more impressive than what LeBron was doing. Cody, is what Jokic is doing more impressive than what LeBron was doing? Bucket, truck it.
Man, I'd have to truck it. Right. I mean,
Mm,
if you think about it,
bucket,
if you look at
bucket.
Anthony Davis, even if he was healthy right now, they're just another evolved Pelicans team. He was never able to get them to win. If Jokic went down, at least the Nuggets have enough depth and enough people on their roster. I think they would still be a better team than the Lakers would be without LeBron James. With
I don't
that
know.
being said,
With that AD. Like if AD was there without LeBron James, the Nuggets, I mean the Lakers would pretty much be the Pelicans of old. But if there was no Jokic, we'd be the Nuggets of old when we had JaVale the first time. We'd have JaVale out there in a starting role. We would just be wildly inconsistent. Effort would be questionable, and the ball would be stopping a ton. I think what Jokic would bring to the team would hurt our team just as much, if not more, than the LeBron injury has hurt their team. That's why I'm so impressed by what Jokic is doing. But you guys said truck it, and I
Yeah,
say truck
the
you
panel
guys.
said truck that shit on up out of here.
Well, I said it's a bucket. I don't care what you say, man. It's more light skin hate. More light skin hate. Well, we're gonna get into two different types of light skins over here. This is a fan submitted question. They're behind in their daily or season long fantasy game, and they need big games out of Devin Booker and Dame Lillard tonight. Do we see monster games for either of them? Will you guys bucket or truck it? Not either, but both of them. We need both of them to go off. Do you guys see monster games from both? Is that a bucket or is that a truck it?
How many points are needed?
Monster points. I think he said like 100 points total, but I feel like that's very unrealistic.
Fuck that
You don't
shit
think
on
you
up
would
out of
get
here,
two
man.
50 burgers out of those two cats?
It ain't happening. I'm gonna tell you right
Man,
now.
you were
It ain't
saying the
happening.
Heat in a big game earlier. How many points do you foresee from D Book?
I can see D Book getting about 25 to 30.
And how many points did you see from Dame Lillard?
35 to 40.
So
like that would leave him at like 70.
yeah. Which would be a serviceable day for a person that's not throwing a Hail Mary on a Sunday to win their fantasy game. Cody, is what he's saying, is he lowballing these cats? Or do you see a monstrous game? Let's say 80 plus.
No, I don't see it. I do see, well, if you were in Jay Reese's league, definitely not. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
not Jay
minus
Reese's
60
league.
points a
Nah, like
shot.
you're like
So like
DraftKings. We can go off
if you
DraftKings
shot
points.
1-3 and missed it, it's like minus 16 points. So definitely not enough. But currently in
that nigga
fantasy,
has the non-bucket
It's
list.
getting deleted today, Cody.
That
right
nigga's
now, Damian Lillard's are projected for about 45 fantasy points, and Booker's projected for about 38. I don't think that Booker will get that if the game doesn't stay close. I think that game might get out of hand. So I definitely don't see them hitting 100 points together.
all right, man. So there you have it. That's their opinion. It
Did you
doesn't
truck?
look
Did you
good.
truck that shit, Cody?
Yeah.
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 Well, I'm gonna call it. I've seen like what Dame is possible, like capable of, and my league is a little bit more friendly, where people can get 60s, 70s, 80s. I mean, I
Nurkic
could
is
see
back.
it happen.
Nurkic is
I'm not
back.
gonna call it a bucket, but I'm gonna say like it's like a shot, like, and it might not be a shot with like Steph Curry, but like maybe like a shot with like a Lennis Klaza, like
There's
like a
always a
Nene
there's
Hilario
always
or
a chance
something.
when you have
Like you
Lillard.
have a chance, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
when
Like a
Lillard, you always have a
22%.
chance.
Yeah, like a Lennis Klaza probably type shot. So yeah, I mean he got some shot, but I'm definitely not gonna call it a bucket. We're gonna go ahead and keep it pushing. We already did everything up to this point, so we won't be seeing everybody until next week. You guys got any like weekly long advice or anything to give anybody about this upcoming week? Jay Reese?
My 2 rules of gambling. Number 1, never chase. You start chasing, your bankroll starts drying all the way up. Number 2, gamble responsibly. Do not drink and gamble.
That's one of your favorite pastimes is fucking up all your money while drinking and gambling.
It is.
It is. It's all right, man. You can enjoy something and still, not practice what you preach. Hey, are you Derek Jackson? Is that Derek Jackson right there? Hey, did you just Derek Jackson us? Whatever. Philly, any weekly long advice?
Yeah, I actually got quite a few players this next week that I'm interested in. One of them being the Chi-Town new addition in Vujacic. If you're playing some fantasy basketball, go ahead and get Vujacic. Go ahead and get that Hoochie bitch because he's gonna pop this next week.
And of
And
course,
then
that's a hoochie bitch in a endearing form. We love Vucevic. He's definitely balling
yeah,
out this
Vucevic,
year.
he's
Uh,
balling.
yeah, but
Nikolai,
so Nikola Vucevic, he had a big game in his Chicago debut. We'll see if he could keep it pushing. It was still down numbers from his Orlando days, but hopefully he keeps it pushing. As far as my advice for the week, just subscribe to this channel. It'll make your life better. Bucket list. When it's you against the sports book, the bucket list has your back. Subscribe to us, baby.